The moment some people hear the phrase vegetarian community, they instantly think of skinny vegans eating lettuce and shouting meat is murder. While there are instances of this, there's so much more than just that stereotype, or even vegans for that matter. The vegetarian community used to be an outsider, but today rates are increasing rapidly. In the US, in just 2014, the number of vegans in America was 1%, and that moved to 6% in 2017. And it's not just the US. In the UK, the number of vegans have increased about 350% since about a decade ago. On top of that, 7.3 million Americans are vegetarian, with an additional 1 million claiming they're vegan. Now, it is assumed that there are just two types of people in the vegan community, vegetarian, vegan. There are actually so many more types, which also allows for a lot more variety in people's diets and lifestyles. Now, you're probably wondering why I keep saying diets and lifestyles. Well, they can be both, but they can also just be one. Choosing to cut out just the foods would be a diet. Now, choosing to cut out products, brands, and foods, and anything that interferes with the values it holds, that would be a whole new lifestyle. Now, you're probably going to think, will this life pull through? Is it worth it? And will it be good for my health? I'll be going through these things today, and you'll be able to see inside the realm of the vegetarian world. Now, as I said before, there's more than just one type of people in the vegan community. Veganism means consisting no animal products or animals, and these animal products include dairy, eggs, gelatin, etc. Vegetarianism is the diet of eating no meat or fish, but they still consume dairy and eggs. Lacto-vegetarianism means that they consume milk, but they cannot consume eggs, and ovo-vegetarianism means they can consume eggs but not milk. Pescatarianism is very similar to vegetarianism, they just include fish in their diets. And then there is fruitarianism, which is the diet of mostly fruits and then some vegetables, seeds, nuts, and legumes. And finally, there is raw veganism, which means you eat only uncooked foods. Now, there is also variants of these diets, such as the raw till 4, which is pretty self-explanatory. They just eat raw, uncooked foods until 4 p.m., and then they can continue to eat cooked vegan foods after that. These variants usually stray away from the main forms of vegetarianism. Moving on, why do people lead themselves into these types of lifestyles? There are typically 3 main reasons: animal consciousness, to better their environment, and health benefits. Starting with health. According to Joel Fuhrman, MD and author of Eat to Live, the mortality rate for cardiovascular disease is lower in vegetarians than that in non-vegetarians. This is probably due to the lack of intake of meat, which contains high amounts of cholesterol. Another reason that people choose the life of vegetarianism is to lose weight. There's a study conducted from 1986 to 1992 by Dean Ornish, president and director of the Preventive Medical Institute in California. These overweight people follow a low-fat vegetarian diet for a year, and they're able to lose 24 pounds and keep that off for 5 years. The life of vegetarianism is a possible fix for diseases such as cardiovascular disease and problems such as obesity. Environment is also another reason that people choose this lifestyle. Pollution and water quality have been threatened for a while, and animal waste from factory runoff is constantly landing in streams and rivers. What does this lead to? Polluted water and a lot of it. And choosing the life of vegetarianism will definitely help that. Now, the reason that most people think of when people become vegetarians is animal consciousness. According to the Vegetarian Times, 10 billion animals are slaughtered every year for human consumption. The truth is, not all, but many animals are kept by inhumane ways, and one of the biggest ways to protest that is by choosing this life. Now, a few questions that comes to people's mind when they're trying to figure out if this is a lifestyle for them is this healthy, or will I just be harming my own health? When it comes down to it, it's really whether you can supply yourself with an equal amount of protein and nutrients in these non-meat products. If you can't do that, it can lead to illnesses such as anemia and blindness. There's also the worry that you won't be getting unnecessary nutrients such as B12. This is only found in diets with dairy and eggs, so vegans cannot be able to get that. According to the Harvard Health Publishing at the Harvard Medical School, there are certain soy cereals and products that have fortified B12, and then there are always vitamins. Doing this will prevent you again from illnesses such as pernicious anemia. On the other side, there are also quite a few benefits to this lifestyle. It can prevent you against developing cancer or type 2 diabetes. Even if you just eliminate red meat, you already cut out a risk factor for developing colon cancer. According to the Harvard Health Publishing, there was a study conducted by the Seventh-day Adventists, and they found that vegetarians are half less likely to develop type 2 diabetes than non-vegetarians, even after taking body mass index into account. This is major, especially since 29.1 million Americans have type 2 diabetes, according to Healthline. Now, taking you back through what we've learned today, you saw all the types of vegetarians, the reasons for why people choose this lifestyle, and the health pros and cons of these diets. I hope now you're able to see how this is an uplifting lifestyle for some, and how it can also impact you negatively if you're not careful. Thank you.